I wonder if you guys can hear the music that's coming through my headphones. It's Egyptian Lover to the Extreme. And I've never heard this song before, and it just started playing. I'm like, this is really good. Sometimes I hate my friends. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. It's like, God damn it, I forget the name of this type of music, but it's like roller skating music. I used to know all the names of the different types of music, but now it's like eluding me a little bit. It's like when I hear music, it makes me dance. It's like that type of music, and I can't remember the fucking genre. Let me see if I look it up. Freestyle. Freestyle. The Bro, if you're offended by me in 2025, you're about to be abducted if you haven't been already. Maybe you've already been abducted. Okay, that's enough of that. It's just pretty good. And I've been wanting some new music. And when I find new music, I just want to listen to it. And I was like, oh my God, what's this? It's a new song. Just like started playing. Um, so anyway, I'll keep that for later. God damn it. Um, I've been furnishing my apartment today. I've been furnishing my Malibu mansion. And so I've been looking for wicker furniture sets and wicker chases and the right upholstery, the right fabric, the right color of wicker, the right design of the furniture. I mean, it's like a full-time job, like designing a house, really, it's just like such a fucking full-time job. and like looking at tables and chairs, looking at this like a breakfast nook type situation, as well as like a breakfast table and chairs, looking for patio furniture for my mansions, you know, patio. I found a really great table and chair piece set. It's only $23.99 and it's on sale, and it was 3,000 and now it's $23.99, and it's on Wayfair. I've been looking at Wayfair and I've been looking at Wicker Paradise because I know the rats in the class love to steal my style. So if I tell you where I shop, you go and you buy the exact same thing. And then like you're like, "Oh my God, did I really buy the exact same thing? Oh my God. You just have such good style. So just take it as a compliment. You know, just take it as a compliment." Where was it again? Was that Wayfair and Wicker Paradise? Okay, so you guys can like go on there and like, try to steal my style yet again, even though I'm doing this as like a public performance and it is being recorded. Clearly, it's being recorded. Is it being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. It's literally being recorded. Okay. So I want you to stay calm, okay? As your fans grip with excitement over wicker furniture, because we're literally recording it and putting it on the internet. Because your dad knows you're sick of this game, Alyssa. I also saw some chick on TikTok collecting like vintage photo albums that were just like mine. Okay, you see how it's like fabricated and like fabric type of photo album? And my grandmother called this the Bible before she passed. And I saw like a girl like collecting these. You guys get a life. Like you literally have zero life. Like your only life is to like steal my style. Like that's literally your entire existence. So yes, we're recording it. Go ahead and go crazy over wicker furniture. I can already feel them having panic attacks over it because I'm recording it and putting it out on YouTube on the New World Order Princess Podcast. And all you have to do is Google it, and you can find me talking about wicker furniture and my style and all of my style icons and everything that I'm into, so that you can't steal my personality anymore, because this is my what do they call that? Personality theft. It's not personality theft. It's called fuck. I can't remember anything right now. Excuse me, identity theft. Okay, you guys, all of the fucking scary stalker ass bitches identity theft me literally every single fucking year. And if you've stolen my style, like, and not had like a single thought in your brain, you are guilty of identity theft of the queen. Okay, and that's like the entire point of these broadcasts. Okay, so I also was looking up a vintage flat screen TV. Let me just look at this one. Yeah, I've been looking up a vintage flat screen TV to go with my vintage furniture. Um, yeah, I love eBay, guys. eBay's never ripped me off once. Love, love, love eBay. Okay, so do we like wicker furniture? Do we like wicker furniture? So, you guys, I'm just like really, to be honest with you, like I'm sort of distracting myself, like decorating my mansion. Um, like I've been like fantasizing, like, okay, like somebody comes forward and like I've been like looking, Googling like luxury New York City apartments and like watching apartment tours, and I haven't seen anything I like yet, to be honest with you. When I lived in New York, my boss at the time had a penthouse. I mean, it wasn't like it was like an apartment in Soho. So when we say penthouse, whoa, the whole like place like just shook like this. Sort of like yeah, like this, like tremored when I said that. But like when we say penthouse, it was in Soho, so it's like they're all like 3, 4 floors. Like they're not like tie skyscrapers, tall skyscrapers in Soho. But anyway, he had like a loft penthouse suite in Soho, my boss did, and it was like 2 floors. Like when I say I've been surrounded by money my entire life, I mean what I say, that I've been surrounded by money my entire life. Okay. So who's that? It must be one of my moms. Okay, so or maybe it's them. Um so anyway, they have like a 2 floor, okay, so they have like a 2 floor like penthouse in Soho, and like that's like luxury living in Soho when you have like 2 floors in like Soho or whatever. Like it was like a family of four. It's like really gorgeous space. So like when I hear like penthouse, like that's what I think of. Like the elevator goes like straight to the floor, and then you have the entire floor. Like to me that's like a penthouse. And not only that, but you have like 2 floors. Like that's like a penthouse. Like where you have like, oh, you press the elevator, go to the second floor. That's one entire floor of the entire fucking building. Yes, it is, and that's their house. And then they have the second floor. Yes, they do. Okay, that's a fucking penthouse in New York. Okay, like anyway, so that's like nice living in like New York, and like the stuff that I'm seeing is just like way too drab. Like looks like literally like an office space. Like it looks like a fucking plastic surgeon's like waiting room, and it's supposed to be like a $63 million apartment in New York City. Like, but it literally looks like a plastic surgeon's waiting room. Like, I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never been to a plastic surgeon before in my entire life, but um, like it just looks so like drab and like unlived in and like weird. It's like really fucking weird. Like what, like what are we supposed to say, Alyssa, if we can't build a church? Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm at a loss, and my dads are working on it. That's basically like the only conclusion I have right now. And this is like my complaint session, so like I can't really like help people right now because this is like me complaining. So, but I just like happen to notice like okay, like um yeah, so like those are like that's like a nice apartment in New York. Like I don't really know like the kind of stuff they're featuring on YouTube. Like it's kind of like weird and like janky if you ask me. Like one of the luxury penthouses I saw Like, I don't even know like why you would call it that. It just looks like it literally looks like a janky apartment that I stayed for like a weekend. Um, we stayed in this really weird apartment in it had to have been the Lower East Side, but I don't remember exactly where. My boyfriend at the time, he worked for an advertising agency and they like sent him out to New York, I think, for like a month or something, if I remember correctly. And then I went out for like a week or two, something like that. Or like he was there for 3 months. I don't remember exactly like the dates. And like I went out there for like a month. It was something like that. Anyway, um, so we ended up staying like his obviously his like company like put him up in a place or whatever, but like the apartment that we stayed in New York, it was like it reminded me of this like weird apartment that like she's showing on like her social media and she's calling it like a luxury penthouse, and it reminded me exactly to the T of this really janky apartment that we stayed in the Lower East Side, and it was like super random. I think we rented it out, or I think his company rented it out for him. That's why I was like, that's weird. Like, is it staged? Is it the apartment that I stayed in the Lower East Side like years ago? And it's like it was just like super weird vibes. Like he couldn't I remember like he couldn't sleep in it. Like he couldn't sleep. Like I just remember him being like, I cannot fall asleep like for the life of me. Like, and it had like these really weird staircases and like this like smaller like second floor on, and like it was like sort of like two bedrooms, but they were the same, where it was like a smaller bedroom on like both sides. It was just weird. It was just the setup was like so weird. And like the last thing I would ever call that place is a luxury penthouse. Like I think people just call things that like 'cause they think they can get away with it, you know? But it's like who's calling that luxury? Like it just is weird and bizarre. Anyway, it reminded me of that apartment that we stayed in like 15 years ago or something like that, and he literally couldn't sleep, and like I think it was like this second apartment his company put him in because the first apartment he was having problems in too, or something like that. And like he just wasn't used to the big city because he's like from, Southern California and he's not used to the city. And like it was just hard for him to sleep or whatever. Like you just wasn't used to the city. But like that apartment was really weird, to like his point. Like I remember just being like, this is like literally the weirdest apartment. Like I don't even think we had room to like sit up in like the second floor. It was just really fucking weird. Um, anyway, so he couldn't fall asleep. And so like I'd be like, have another beer, like try to like, like get drunk to fall asleep or whatever. And like nothing seemed to work. I don't think we had melatonin back then, but like maybe like some like natural or like a Tylenol PM maybe like we tried like I think we tried like a few different things and it didn't work. And then anyway, his boss moved him into his apartment because like his boss was like going to like their German office or something like that. And so I mean this was literally like I mean this must have been like when was this? Like yeah, this is like almost 20 years ago. Um and so like we moved into like his work husband, his boyfriend's apartment. Like what like that's what they're saying to me over the fucking screen. Um his coworker's apartment, right? Because he was going to, I think, the German office, and we stayed in his apartment because, like, he was telling them, I think he was like saying, like, I can't fucking sleep. So he moved into that apartment, and I don't think it was any better in that apartment. He, like, just literally could not sleep. New York isn't for everyone, like, New York always, like, puts me to sleep, like, busy traffic and whatever, like, it always puts me to sleep, but one time I wasn't able to sleep in New York when I had to fly out for New York last year. And same thing, like, but they had a company apartment, so I didn't have to like rent. We don't have to like rent apartments or like whatever. One time they like put me up in the hotel like across the office, and then like they didn't ask my opinion, like if I want to rent the fucking hotel or if I want to stay in the company apartment for the rest of the time. They just like assumed I would stay in the company apartment for the rest of the time. So I just stayed in the company apartment the rest of the time. Like, what does my opinion matter, you know? I guess it doesn't matter. I guess the queen's opinion, just like on where she can where she wants to sleep, like it just doesn't matter, you know? Like, so why even ask her, right? Like, that's what I'm saying, like how fucked up this world is. Um, and so we stayed at the company apartment, and one night I couldn't sleep, and I just like got up and like walked around New York. Like I couldn't sleep, so like I just got up and like walked around New York for like an hour. And some people would probably be like, "Oh, that's not safe to do that." Like in the, you know, like it was like 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. You know, I grew up in New York. It's really not that dangerous to walk around the city. It's like dead. It's like literally dead. Like during those hours, there's like no one out. And like if you do see someone, there's also like tons of cops. Like there's no one out. There's tons of cops like hanging out on corners or whatever. And there's like, you know, an occasional bum or an occasional crackhead or like occasional like people that are awake, but it's like literally like a dead city like at that early in the morning because everybody in New York works, you know, so like they're like want to get their sleep in so they can like get up and like go to work, you know. Um Listen to Alyssa, she's a New Yorker, it will work. What will work, guys? If we're all in on it. That's what Gigi just said. If we're all in on it, it will work. Okay. I don't know what you guys are saying or planning, but you know, I trust my team. So, um, anyway, I'm probably just like going along with the narrative, like with whatever you guys are discussing. Because if I hear too much, I get too much anxiety. You guys know how it works by now. Baby go boom, okay? Baby go back to void if it's too much excitement. So, um, yeah, so, um, anyway, that's just like a random tangent about my life and how like I'm way cooler than you. I mean, that's like why I brought it up, right? No, I just was like looking up like luxury apartments and like thinking about the best case scenario, how like whoever bought me an apartment would come forward now and I'd have my New York apartment and then I'd have like some of you guys over and I'd have like a party and like I'd actually have my friends over and like things would start to come together and it'd be a step in the right direction and you know my life would be like coming back into order, you know, like if I had like a fucking mansion in Malibu, there's a really good chance that I have a fucking penthouse in New York already. And so, like, I'm penthouse shopping and looking for the right one. And I have the idea in my head. And it's sort of like an open format, kind of like 90s looking, lofty space. It probably has like maybe a couple separate rooms in case like we need a bedroom or two. But that's sort of like the idea of it with like an elevated main bedroom with lots of windows around it because that's what I saw when I remote viewed Brandon and I's bedroom and with like a big bed like right in the middle. So anyway, I'm like luxury penthouse shopping. Yeah, I was just like that looks like this really weird apartment that like I stayed in like 15 years ago. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, I mean, Alyssa like doesn't know anything like what she's talking about. I'm so sorry. She like could have married the freaking meat king of New York, but she has no idea what she's talking about when she talks about penthouses, okay? Oh, name drop. What's the guy that owns Fox? I was invited to his bris, but I just got way too drunk and like had a threesome the night before. And my boss was really, really disappointed. You know, so You win some and you lose some. I wasn't trying to be rude. It like wasn't definitely it definitely wasn't like on purpose or anything like that. Like, oh, I gotta go to like the owner of Fox's like new baby's bris. But like, sorry, like, I'm young and in my 20s and a little cray cray and like I just met like the best couple of my entire life. You know. um so what's his name? Murdoch or something. But anyway, yeah. Guys, I don't know what to say. Name drop. But yeah. Yeah, New York's full of like horrible people, like horrible, like rich, snobby people. Um, yeah. So, anyway, I was just gonna say, like, I'm really like I'm like so super bummed out and like I'm so super depressed, like sitting there in like my bed, like talking to my best friends over walls and everything, and like listening to like the trajectory of humankind and stuff. And then I come on here and I'm like, I'm gonna bitch and complain and moan and groan. And then, like, for some reason, I feel like I'm in a really good mood. And, like, I just want to joke around and, like, be funny and, like, talk about, funny old things that happened back in the day and stuff like that. When we were happy and carefree and, had fun in New York City. Had, like, a ton of fun in New York and whatever. And, like, here we are. Here we are. And it's like, I'm just okay. Like, I really do not want to, like, I just don't want this year to happen. Like, I really want my best case scenario to happen. And maybe that's why I'm talking about it. I need to vacuum. I have, like, hair I need to vacuum. Um, anyway, if you have a penthouse for Brandon and I, please come forward because I just can't believe the state of the union. You know what I mean? I can't fucking believe that this is my life and that like I'm expected to like drive all the way to Sedona in like a couple months. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like why? Why? When I have like a wife and a husband and people that love me and I have full on friends that are listening to me over walls every day and like I have to like put myself out there yet again like to defend myself against the wild, like what if everyone takes me like on like a crazy hike, okay, that like I don't want to go on. I need to go get some water, guys. I'll be right back. Um, so we're no longer buying water bottles, bottled water. So I'm having champagne. No, I wish I was having champagne. This is ginger ale. It's Canada Dry. Okay, because so the dream with Hayden was like a really big dream because we tried again. Everything happens in spirit first, right? That was Gigi, yes. Everything happens in spirit first. So we tried to get married again in spirit. And I told you guys about the dream, but like I was a audience member in my own dream, and I was with Hayden, and I guess I was dating Hayden, but he was like a much older man. He was like a 79, 80s something. He was very, he was like super old, but I knew it was Hayden. I knew that Hayden was my date. He was just like very, very old. And and we were audience members in our own, or guests at our own wedding, and watched our wedding. And then I told you, like, the people just like went crazy, like right afterwards. It was like a bunch of women really that went crazy, like that got onto tables and like started lining up on tables and like started dancing and going crazy on tables and whatever. And I told you, like, um, the woman's thoughts in my head, the woman who I was, she was like, oh my God, please, not so soon. Like, not right away. Like, don't go crazy right away. Like, let them have some time together, and they just like went crazy. And, um, so yeah, that was crazy. Like, he's probably my friend Matt. Um, so anyway, I just was like, I really don't want to like do this journey, guys. And it's sort of like the same thing that happened last year where it's like, hello, hello, Chris Evans, like, hello. Like, is anybody listening? Like, I hang out with you guys like all year long, and then it comes time to like pick me up in the physical, and it's like, oh, no one's there, no one's coming. And like, here I am, like left by myself again, on to another journey, and like have to trust people yet again, and like see where the road takes me. And like, it's just like, oh, you're fucking kidding me. Like, I know, sweetie. Like, really, Brandon? Like, that's gonna calm me down? Like, no, it's not. That doesn't calm me down at all, Like, if you want to talk about being abducted, like, and how like important you were, like, in your previous life, I feel like they're moving the house right now. Um, she said I'm trying to help her and she felt it. How crazy is that? Now we're moving the house. Feels like we're moving the house again. Yeah. Like a luxury apartment. Like, I think I know a little bit about luxury apartments in New York City, okay? Like, God. Okay, so anyway, and it's I'm shameful at the same time. That's what Jen said. Okay, sorry, the house is like spinning right now. they're moving the house, so it's like obviously the house is stationary, but I can feel the fucking house moving. And you know how that can like throw you off, like when you like you ever like sit in a car and like you watch a car like pull out of the driveway next to you, and you think your car is moving and it like throws off your equilibrium for a second. Like that's what's happening. Okay. Anyway, it's just like I really don't want to go on this fucking journey. Like, oh, I have to try to trust people again, and like, like what? Anyway, like if you, it's just crazy to like watch all this stuff like unfold, and it's sort of like self-soothing to me to like call back New York memories and be like, um, you know, like oh, like people used to like be like fun and like stuff, and now everybody's like being abducted all the time, and like people are like really weird, and like everything's a fucking facade on social media, and like that's sort of like the only place that people act like semi normal, but like if you were to hang out with those people in real life, you know there'd be some glitches. They, you know, they'd be saying some weird shit out loud with their mouth. You know, like, you know, it wouldn't just be like how they act on their social media channels and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I'm just like really not looking forward to it. And I'm just like hoping the best case scenario like plays out, and like my fucking father can like find like a break through this fucking firewall to like come and get me. And because that's obviously my will, you know, that's obviously my will. And it's just crazy to like watch these people who like thought they were important, and like they like, you know, completely fell off the, it's like okay, so it's like this guy like he got like completely, he felt like he was like completely important and stuff, and then like he's obviously doesn't have a heart for me, like the heart for the queen or whatever. And then like he ends up starting to get abducted, and eventually gets like fully abducted, and then he starts to get like refilled in by the lower channels, by level 1 and like that or whatever. And so like he's starting to like be filled in by like the hell realms, and like his like personality like completely changes and stuff. And it's just like crazy to like watch like these like car wrecks like happening like all around you, like literal like, you know, crash, like just train crashes, you know, like yeah, it's like perplexing. um but I guess it's like clearing out levels and stuff like that so that like Brandon can like walk in properly. um so yeah, I'm like sorry dad. These are some crazy ass drones tonight. That one's huge. That is a big ass drone. Um, Yeah, I don't know. But here we are in 2025, and I don't know. You know, what do you guys want from me? Look where we are, okay? um, what? I think I'm at a dinner right now or something. Um, okay. Anyway, I'm really like not looking forward to like this fucking year. I'm really just not looking forward to this like year, and like I just really want like to be in my fucking New York apartment, like I don't know. It's just so crazy and it's so sad like, and people are getting abducted left and right and their entire personalities are changing, and that's going to change the government, and that's going to change our fabric of reality, and that's going to change our daily interactions, and we're watching it happen all around us. And yeah, it definitely looks like people are like literally going crazy. And yes, I am talking about it from the story situation, the story side, and I'm not talking about it from, you know, being God surrounded by like my husbands or whatever. And um yeah, it's just like crazy that it's like that this is even happening. And the only thing that like cheers me up is like being Delulu and like looking for my luxury stuff, like buying my luxury stuff, like shopping for luxury stuff, and being hopeful that this nightmare will end and like humanity will like come to their senses and like put me in my fucking castle, or at least put me in my goddamn penthouse, and like let me live at will and let me live like with whatever, father, husband, whatever vernacular, like, just let me live at will. Like, just see the space princess for who she is and stop trying to make it fit into like your fucked up holy narrative, and just like, let me be. And it's like the arrogance of these freaking microbes is just like driving us fucking crazy. It's just driving us crazy. I believe it. I believe it because it's everywhere, because it's here. It's here in New Jersey, trust us. It's here. It's right here in New Jersey, and it literally drives us crazy, and the ground feels like it's shaking right now. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say or do, but like I'm really depressed about like what I perhaps have to do this year and how it's going to go, how it's all going to unfold, because it's like always like a twist and a turn every single way we go, and it's like it can't just possibly like go well, like it can't possibly just be like, oh, like, no, it's going to go great, and like, the Colin like, it's you, we'll send you a car, and it's like, okay, well, I I want to be hopeful and like hope that that's gonna happen. And like even like right when I was like meditating, I heard like, we have to rescue you, Alyssa. We have to rescue you. It's like we don't have a choice. We have to rescue you. And it's like, okay, like I want to believe that, but like I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. They weren't saying that last year, so y'all were quiet last year, and the space codes were like mega intense last year. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but it's like hope for the best, expect the worst. Like that's sort of like me and my sister's motto.